So, but listings are so low that like you'd really need a flood of inventory just to get to like a low level of inventory. You'd need a typhoon to get to like a historically normal low, probably, right? And you'd need God. Like, how do you even get to a point where you're back into like, weren't we in like seller territory or buyer territory for a little while there? Like for a day? What didn't it?
I think there's like, I think there's
Wasn't
like
there like 2
3 days in the
weeks
summer,
where it was
last
like,
summer.
oh,
You had your chance. So actually, I just put out my newsletter, and I
how do you
listed the
sign
win.
up for that newsletter?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. Right now, you got to just maybe reach out
Buy
to
a
me directly,
house?
and I'll put you on the list. But maybe I'll set up a link as a more official way to
You
let the
should do
public
that.
in
It's
on
a
it.
great newsletter.
But the winners and losers of today, right?
The winners
The
and
big winners, the big
losers
winners, the big winners, the people who timed the market, or
by accident.
put
Yeah.
in exactly. I don't know how to time it. Their timing was impeccable.
Their timing
Were
was lucky.
people who bought in the last 6 months when everyone was telling them don't buy. The market's down. It's horrible. I can't believe you're thinking about buying with interest rates higher right now. Are you an idiot? Because prices are up 11% year to date already. Okay. Annualize that. Okay. That's a huge number, right? 30%, 33% at the end of the year at that rate, right? The second winners would be the sellers who bought and are now selling. So they withstood the pressures of the public and their friends and family, and they said, no, it's a good time to move. I need to move. And maybe January, February, March, they bought something. They got it for a reasonable deal. Maybe they had to compete. And now they're like, well, it's time for me to sell. And those people in Pickering were one of them. They actually bought an off-market property. Okay, that the deal that one of our agents had that was a sensitive situation, couldn't go to market, and so we had that in the listing inventory. And this agent on our team said, hey, I got a perfect buyer. They bought that property, great price, great property, great everything, and they got to then list their property and sell for $200,000 more than they expected.
What a beautiful thing.
Right. So that's that
So,
swing in equity that everyone tries to do that nobody does intentionally or perfectly, but those will be the people right now. Because yeah, prices might go up a little bit more here and there, but you're gonna have to pay a lot to get a house right now. So no one will really get that boost again, in my
so,
opinion.
so even if they would like give another 25 basis point hike or 50 basis point hike, like you don't even think that'll do a damn thing right
People are
now.
gonna laugh.
People are gonna fucking laugh. What the hell's going on? This is absolutely
People want to move.
insane. I
They
can't
want to
even
move. They love
believe
real estate.
this. So,
They want to
so
move.
okay, so let's
Stop pumping the market, Darryl.
uh, I'm trying.
I'm a
Like
little
but like
I'm a
I
little pumpy
mean,
today.
it's going on its own. So
Yeah.
let's transition to let's talk about State View again, because I think that this whole thing can actually help them out of their situation right now too. Now, if you don't know what's going on with the State View Homes thing right now,
Is that
um,
still going on?
it's really going on, and they're it's getting worse, I think, before it gets better. But they've basically made a deal, and they've decided to put some of the sites into receivership. Now, I was
Good.
lucky enough to get the list before it went into receivership, but I
Mm.
mean, I don't know if they're making the best effort to liquidate quickly based on the prices for what they've put out there. But nonetheless, I mean, they do have valuable assets, right? And they do have a bunch of purchasers, and now they're in receivership.
Yeah.
But when the market's, if sentiment is back and the market is going up and people think that it will continue, then I imagine those will get absorbed and back into the market, or those people, the buyers, will be saved relatively quickly by somebody.
Yeah.
Um, but if the market was
Receivership's
still
an
going
interesting
down,
process. Receivership's an interesting process. And you know, the lenders obviously want to get their money back, right? That's always the case. And so the lenders have to have their rights as far as how much money is owed to them.
well, can
But
we take
the
a one step back even before you get into that?
Sure.
Because the lenders,
Yeah.
like, I had a conversation with my partner this morning. Like, the lenders are powerhouses. Like, there's
Yeah,
two,
KingSett,
well, especially
Door.
Kingstead. Door,
Yeah.
I don't know. Door's a small company. They're smart though. I know
Yeah.
those guys. And King said, I mean, they're as good as they come. And
They're as big as they come, yeah.
like the due diligence that those guys would do before giving you, I imagine, any amount of money, but like it's not like they're not looking at your financial statements and your net worth statements or whoever's guaranteeing. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like they didn't. So what I'm getting at, TK, is that it wasn't just the banks that they must have been showing interesting documentation to.
I don't believe that. I think that
What are you
they just
talking about?
over
How?
leveraged themselves.
No, God,
I think
these
at the time when they got money from
KingSet's not
Kingset,
giving you money when you
that's
have
what I'm agreeing with
a
you on, is that
balance
there's
sheet
no
that
way that
shows.
they pulled the wool over Kingset's eyes to get that money. At the time, it made sense to lend them that money.
Or the documents made it make sense that
I don't
they
believe
saw.
that's false allegations.
It's not an allegation. It's a potential situation. I'm saying that in this business, these guys don't just hand out money to anyone.
Agreed.
And yes, maybe it's wrong, and I'm not making an allegation, but it makes fucking sense that Kingset does some due diligence before they give out millions of dollars.
Big time.
I've tried to get money from them, and it's not
letting
easy.
it go easy.
Okay, it ain't easy. It doesn't matter who you are, right? But I mean, these guys haven't been around for a long time, and somebody must have looked at something that said, yeah, it makes sense to give these guys money. And not only these guys, like lots of people did that, right? So I think it is deeper than a check kidding scheme. I think it is a whole bloody fraud, to be honest with you. And I mean, where I'm leading with this, and then you can go back to your point, is like, how many situations is the market going up again going to mask for longer that maybe needed to, like, we need this cleansing of the market, don't we? We need these bad actors out that are hanging on by a string and just waiting to sell another deal, right? Like you even sent me the other day, like an email about the company that their building collapsed and they're selling another property right now, right?
With a 5-year closing on freeholds.
Okay, so like what? So although for some people this is wonderful news and it helps considerably for some sellers and buyers, it takes pressure off of some renewals, but it's masking the overlying issue. I mean, some of the people that are in trouble right now or about to be in trouble are probably should be, right? Like they're over leveraged. They're like, right? Like they're like they've made some bad decisions potentially, or things have changed since they made those questionable decisions, or things have just changed. I mean, it's a fucking different planet right now all over the place. So like, if things start to roar again for a while, even if it's a dead cat bounce or a bull trap or whatever you want to call it, and we don't think rates are going down again anytime soon, and they're not going up, like what the hell is going to explode next time they fuck around with the interest rates?